Welcome back, everyone. My name is Tiffany. I'm the Tipsy Artist. We are going live today to teach you how to do a painting like this. Alright, so this is an abstract painting where we use some brushes and then also some palette knives. And we do have a kit that goes with this to make it really easy so you don't have to try to hunt for all the supplies and figure out what paints we use and all the different tools that we use. So it all comes with the kit. We are doing a smaller version today, so we'll be working on 8x10 underneath the camera. But this is what the model looks like. This is kind of an oldie but a goodie for me. So I did this a long time ago, many years ago, probably 12 years ago, I think. And it was very popular, and it's actually one of my husband's favorite paintings. But we've had some requests to bring it back, and it's something kind of fun and different for us. So again, this is the model. I'm going to go ahead and place this over here, and we'll be moving the camera down a little bit. And also, I do want to show you really quickly, these are the paints that come with the kit, and kind of gives you an idea of the tools, and then of course the canvas. So let's go ahead and move this camera down, get this in position. Alright, make that to where you can see it. And move this out of the way. Alright, so I've got my tools over here. And my paints. And you want to make sure that you've got some water nearby. And either a rag or paper towels works great too. And then this is an old palette that I use. I just kind of keep piling it on. And let's see here. To start with, we're going to start with some, let's actually turn this. You can actually work horizontally or vertically. I'm going to go ahead and work in this position like this here. So I'm going to be starting with some primary cyan blue. I'll do a nice big quarter-size dollop of that. Let's go ahead and bring that into the camera right there. Okay. And I hope y'all can see me. This is interesting because as I'm looking at Facebook, it does look a bit frozen. So, ooh, I see comments today. That's pretty cool. Let me go ahead and see if I can't answer back here. Good afternoon, and I hope y'all can see me. So, let me check my phone really quick because I don't want to keep going and then discover that the video's been frozen the whole time. That would not be good. Oh my. What is Facebook? I have a lot of apps, y'all. I am checking. I'm here. I promise. I'm just making sure that it is actually going live on my page with actual motion because it looks frozen on my computer screen, so that gives me a little bit of some concern. Afternoon painting. Let's see some painting. Okay, y'all are here. Y'all can see me, hopefully. I can't see anything on my phone to see if y'all can see me. Maybe if somebody will tell me they can see me actually painting, that'd be good. It's live. Okay. Awesome. All right. Yay, yay. Yay and yay. Okay, it's fluid, not freezing. Awesome. Okay, wonderful, wonderful. All right, so I am going to go ahead and start with the Mama brush because this is what comes with the kit. And let's show you what I've got loaded up here. I've got my primary cyan blue. I have a little touch of Mars Black over here. Actually, that's bigger than a touch, but I'm going to use a touch. And then I also want to add in some violets. Here is my beautiful violet. There it is. I'm so happy I can see comments now. Oh yeah, well, start painting to get off the phone. That's funny. Yeah. All right, so here we go with Mama, and I have a nickel-sized dollop of the violet, and then I have a big quarter-sized dollop of primary cyan blue. I have some Mars Black over here that I had earlier, and so I'm going to start to mix these together. So I'm going to do a big touch of that primary cyan blue, and then just a little touch of the violet. We'll start with that. And then I just start to sweep this into the background. And you can be a little bit casual with the hold at the beginning. So I just hold it a little bit more like a pencil. But at some point, you'll want to, as you do your second coat, you'll want to start to hold the brush a little bit more over to the side, flat side of the brush. I just swept in a little touch of this violet color. You can also add a little touch of water to this too if you need it to be a bit more fluid and to flow into the canvas a little bit more. Let me give you a better example. But it will make it a bit transparent as well, so you do have to make sure that that's just a first coat step. And just keep placing this onto the background. Now I do want some darker strokes in here too, so I'm going to go ahead and touch into the black just a little bit. Let's see, I see a question here. Do you let certain layers dry before you add? Actually, with this, I go ahead and just work very quickly and work the colors in as I go, because I want a nice fluid transition between all the colors. That's what I'm doing on this one anyway. So lots of blue and then violet. I'm just going to keep working it as I go. And it's becoming really, really dark. So I'm actually going to pull in a little bit more of this titanium white into that blue. We're going to lighten that up a little bit because I want a little bit more of some, there we go. There's a little bit more of a beautiful contrast in there. So I'm going to sweep that all the way across. The other thing I want to do is I want to make sure that I continuously take my brush all the way across so that there's no choppy brush strokes that are left hanging in the middle. So I go ahead and just take it all the way across there. That little bit of white in there really did help. So we'll just kind of smooth that out back and forth. I'm going to start to add a little bit more of the violet in here. And this can be done with any color choice that you like. Alright, so that's really pretty. Now I'm going to start to add in a lot more of the white here. I still have a lot of these really dark colors on here though, so I am going to go ahead and rinse out a little bit. Got my bucket of water nearby. Not completely, just, you know, mostly clean. And then let's go ahead and dry this off. Just because I really want to lighten it up quite a bit now. So I'm going to switch gears to a lot more white. And I didn't want it to continually be dark, so I had to go ahead and clean the brush a little bit. Now I'm coming in with a lot more white here. Just sweeping that back and forth. And of course this painting always turns out different every single time. Lots of changes. And I'm just doing the foundation work now. I'm going to come back in with a lot more of that primary cyan blue. And we haven't even gotten to the part where we start to use the palette knives. That's going to be fun. Hello! Video's so good. Yay, thank you. I'm so happy I can see comments today. I wonder what I did to do that. It's fascinating. Normally it pulls up my video and I can see the video, but then I can't see any comments. And I would rather see the comments so that I can see people interact. So let's see who we got. We got hello Greg and Brian and Rolinda. And I'm going up here. Who else was here? A few more people. Brent. Hello y'all. Welcome. Alright, we're going to keep pushing this down. Now I'm going to go ahead and work in some beautiful red. So I definitely want to rinse that out or I'll get lots of pink and I don't want that yet. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and use some Cadmium Red. Nice big dollop of that. And also some primary magenta. We'll do a nice big dollop of that as well. I like to mix these two because I like to make the red a bit cooler. Yes, it helps to be able to answer the questions live. I would agree with that. And my lives have been suffering greatly because I haven't been able to see comments. It makes me sad. Alright, so I'm mixing my Cadmium Red with my primary magenta. And I'm going to go ahead and start to sweep this on. And I'll do a little bit of some firm pressure as I go over the top, and then that gives me a nice fluid transition between those two. What we don't want to have just lines. Well, you know what? I say that. As Bob Ross would say, it's your world, your universe. If you want straight lines going across without without a soft transition between the two, then you can do that. It's an abstract, actually. You can do that. There's no rules. But if you do want this soft fade, it's a little bit more of a firm pressure, and you definitely want to overlap over the top. So let me just say that too. Alright, so nice section of some red. Alright, now we can go to some black. And we do have a lot more fun colors that we're going to work in, but for right now we're just doing the brush stuff here. So let's see, I've got black, lots of black. So this is Mars Black that I'm working into. Do a little bit of a overlap there and creates that nice soft transition. It's a little bit messy and sloppy. I kind of like the look of that. A light touch, so I'm going to hold the brush more over to the side. And then just keep taking this all the way down. I'm going to make a mess on my computer. It's okay. Everything in my world is covered with paint. So that's just the way it goes. Let's see. Sea sponges. That sounds really awesome. That's actually a great idea. I'm starting to do some different things now. I have to, or I'm going to go insane. We were very committed to the formula in the paint and sip industry for a long time, and it took me a very long time to kind of deviate from that and use different materials, but now everything's changing. We're having to really kind of break down all those barriers and walls and just try a whole lot of new things. And then you're saying the other ones, kabuki brushes, fun too. Okay, I'll have to check that out. I don't think I have. I don't think I've tried those. But I will check that out. Alright, so I have a great foundation, and now we get to have fun with some palette knives. So I have a couple here that you can try. And one other thing I'll say, I'm not doing this today because I'm teaching from this kit that I do online, but I will tell you what's fun is to also bring in some maybe compound paste with this. You can find at Dollar Tree for, well, $1. And it's like that big, and you could just dip right into it, and it creates a real heavy texture. Joint compound, that's what it's called. But that's also really fun to play with, and you can mix paint into it to tint it, and you can spread that over the top as well. So if you're feeling really adventurous, you can do some of that. Alright, so I'm going to play a little bit here. I'm going to dip into my white, and I'm just going to start to kind of spread this on over the top. And see, it just creates this really cool effect. And again, every time it's just going to be really different. You just never know what you're going to get. It's real different there. And then I want to bring in a pop of some really bright, beautiful color. So then I'll bring in some of this primary yellow. Looks like, that's kind of dry. That's from yesterday. And then I also want to do just a little bit of this cadmium yellow. Alright, so that's what it looks like on the other side there. And I'm going to go ahead and just kind of sweep this through. So it almost kind of looks like a little bit of a real fun little sunset. And it started to get a little bit muddy with too many colors, so I do a quick wipe there so I can have more of the pure colors come in over the top. Oh, I'm making a mess. Let's go back in with, there we go. It's okay to make a mess, but I'm feeling primary magenta in here, so I'm going to go ahead and put some of that right through the center. Go back into that yellow. Do a quick little drag across. Now let's do some orange, cadmium orange. This is a fun, bright color to pull in. Just kind of tap right over the top here. Drag it out. Really fun little patterns kind of emerge with this too. This is cool. It's also, you'll be amazed at how quickly you can make an abstract painting. So that's really awesome too. There have been days where I've been, probably a little stressed, and I've done like 100 abstract paintings in one day. I need to have that release. I don't know if anybody else has been there, but it's very therapeutic, and sometimes this is just a really great way to get it out. Just kind of lightly drag across. And then I'll go in with, let's do a little bit more of the white down here at the base. Kind of touch in a little bit. Yeah, this is very different than what I had in the beginning. Kind of interesting. And let's pull in a little bit more of this red. And keep going. And then I'm going to go right back up to the top because I'm missing my palette work there. And I can have a little bit more room to work in down here. And pushing a little bit of that red, a little bit more of that violet that was kind of left over. Now a little bit more of that black, some more white. And I'm out of blue, so I'm going to go and add a little bit more of a touch of blue here. Let's go back in with our primary cyan blue. Push that in. Make that a bit more vibrant up here at the top. And you can certainly continue to play with this and tweak it. I would even say that you could give it a moment to breathe and kind of take a look at it from across the room and see if you're happy with it. And then if not, of course, you can always come back to it and make some changes. So I may just keep coming back in here and saying, no, I'm adding a bit more. There's also some really fun patterns that you can add to this too. You know, you can kind of draw into it with your pencil. I don't have that in the model, but I do think that's pretty fun. So we may do some of that today. So again, as you're working on this, I mean, you may have liked more color at the base. I kind of wanted a little bit more of a darker base on this, so I just kind of went back to more of what it was in the beginning. Alright, so we're getting there. Just, it's kind of one of those things where you could call it done at this point, or you could say, no, I'm going to keep going. So in terms of patterns that you can do, like this is a little bit brush that comes with the kit. And I'm not even going to paint with it for this. I'm just going to make some shapes. So I might just come into this and say, okay, I'll just do some little circles. You know, just kind of take those across. Just kind of different. If you're not a fan, then you don't want to do this. You don't have to do this part. Just trying to show you a little bit about like what you could do. It's maybe a little bit different too. So then of course you could draw anything in there, any kind of a pattern. Yeah, so I don't know, just all kinds of stuff. And then we have one more palette knife here. And we'll show you what this looks like too. It's very similar. I mean, it's just going to have a similar technique here, but maybe we'll put a little bit more of this, almost what looks like a little bit of cloud cover coming in through the sky here, if this is indeed a sky. Again, this is just a fun abstract. Doesn't have to represent really anything. And you can make the colors a lot more muted, a lot less dramatic, so it's a bit more peaceful for you. So there's just lots of fun options on there that you can continually play with. You can always kind of come back to the brush a little bit too, work in some of that. come back in one more time and do a few more little strokes here of my red and my white. Just a little bit more of that red. Yeah, feel free to just play with it, have fun, go back and forth, light-handed touch there. So again, this is just an abstract fun painting that you can work on with our palette knives and brushes, and it is a great way to relieve some stress in your day, I promise. So yeah, have fun with this. So all right, you guys, so thank you so much for joining me today. This was a really fun, quick, easy painting. You will get kind of messy with this one. Palette knife painting, abstract painting is a lot messier than my normal projects with just the brushes, but it's good to get messy and have fun. And yeah, thank y'all so much. And I usually come in here and paint just about every single day. Yeah, I did take a little bit, sometimes I have to take little breaks here and there to go and work on the Airbnb. We have Airbnbs here too, so we're pretty busy with that, but I'm trying to get right back into a lot of online painting since I know a lot more people are staying at home now. So yes, thank y'all so much. And hello, Ralph, I see you just popped in here too. So yes, thank y'all so much for joining me, and I will hopefully see y'all soon. If not tomorrow, then the next day I'll be painting again. But y'all have a beautiful Friday, and have a peaceful Friday, and we'll see you soon. Toodles!